everybody. My name is Kaylin Ryan, and I am representing Where's the Buzz TV, and I am here with Tristen from BET Plus's Bigger. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, so please jump into the premise of the show. It's about a group of young singles or struggling in relationship. They're around the age of 30 years old, and they're discovering life and trying to figure out where and what is their next move. What characters in the show, personal struggle, do you resonate with the most? Is it your own character? Is it other characters that are in the cast?
Yeah, I definitely relate to Vince the most. And, thinking about his struggle specifically is stepping outside of his comfort zone so that he can find success.
Yes.
And like Vince's issue is, dealing with the expectations of other people put on him, because I know a lot of us can relate to that. We have parents who are like, you need to go to school, go to college, graduate from college, get a good job so you can have a career, get a career so you can make money so you can buy a house so you can put your family somewhere to live in your car. So it's like, we take on these expectations from our parents or our family or from friends. And when really it may not be something that we want to do. And I relate to that struggle with Vince, because in the second season, we saw that Vince's mom put those expectations on him to go to college and study mechanical engineering, just like his brother, so he can make that good money. And so I relate to that because I went to school for mechanical engineering. I went to Cal State Northridge out here, and I got there. I was like, yeah, college is cool, but doing mechanical engineering, math every single day for the rest of my life.
You have to love it. Yeah, no.
You got to love it. I ain't love it. So I was like, I'm good.
I can completely agree with you, because I went to Cal State Northridge as well, graduated last year. I was not a proponent of college, not for others, but for myself in particular. I believed you were to only go when you knew what you were supposed to do. You knew you had a plan, and therefore you invest money, potential loans, time, and travel. I wasn't going to go. I was going to present my parents with a whole 4-year plan, which I will execute in my later 20s. But, I presented them with a plan. My mom said, just go and find, and that my purpose will find me. I went in as an art major, just because art was easy for me. So I went in as an art major, and then I found my passion of journalism. So for me in particular, college was a benefit. And I guess going with the status quo benefited me, but now I'm breaking the mold and doing my own thing unconventionally. So I find that to be a beautiful dynamic that we do, because your character is finding his way, but you also have a love for DJing. You also have a love for music. And if I'm not mistaken, your character seems, more so in the past, to have had a problem with, so to say, being current, having new gear, having a fresh look. And that's, I guess, you pushing the boundaries, and the character Vince pushing the boundaries in his own way, saying, I'm not going to conform to today's style. Well, initially, I'm not going to conform to today's style. I'm going to do what makes me feel good. So speak to expression and fashion in Vince's character.
Absolutely. I mean, Vince was at the top of his game in like the early 2000s. He was like, velour sweatsuit, boom, got him. Air Force One,
glory days.
Boom, got him. Weird thin ass goatee, boom, got it. And everyone had to check him. Tracy specifically was like, nah, boo, if you want to succeed, follow me. Let me take you to the spot. Let's get you some clothes that fit, because we can't wear 3XL tall tees.
Oh my goodness.
Baggy tracksuits for the rest of your life. And Vince was begrudgingly, he just accepted it, and also accepted the fact that he had to conform to like social media and using that platform like Instagram and going live and showing off his skills and gaining popularity and traction through that medium. So, Vince knew what he liked. He found a way to kind of pivot into something that was a little bit more current with his outfit. And also the music a little bit too. He's still a purist. He still likes his vinyl. So he's not going completely digital with the USBs and getting everything on SoundCloud or Apple Music or Spotify or Tidal. He's still keeping to his roots. So he found a way to still do him.
And I think that's a beautiful message for the audience to recognize that advancing in your career path or elevating as a person as a whole doesn't mean you necessarily have to do away with the core values and the character traits that make you uniquely you. So I love that for Vince. My next question would be, the show is based in ATL. Yeah. It's such a rich, beautiful city, colorful city. And the show itself has a unique way of implementing animations that we don't necessarily see in Black sitcoms or television shows. So speak to the colorful city itself and then the animations that are overlaid on top during the process.
Atlanta is so beautiful. Like I know they call DC Chocolate City, but like when I was down in Atlanta for those 2 seasons, that was I'll call it Chocolate Town. Like it was beautiful. Okay. It was melanated. It was warm. There were trees everywhere. Everything was colorful. The people were colorful. The people had colorful personalities. We had colorful personalities. Atlanta is beautiful. It's one of my favorite cities in this country. And as far as the animation goes, I love that. When I read the script for the pilot episode and it said that Elaine, oh boy, Reggie unzipped his pants and then animated birds flew out. I was like, that immediately reminded me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a movie that I watched all the time when I was younger, directed by one of my favorite directors, Robert Zemeckis, who also directed Back to the Future. And seeing that combination of live action and animation at the same time. And this was a show that I get to be on and experience this. That is so cool to me. And it's we Black people can push the boundaries too. We don't have to conform to sex jokes, poop jokes, or whatever the idea of Black comedy is, the idea of comedy. And so we can try new things. And, we see other folks in their shows trying new things all the time, whether it's a comedy show that all of a sudden does an episode that's very dramatic, or someone who just all of a sudden they go from being a single camera show to a multicam show, just pushing the boundaries of what is expected of that show and its story, in the way that they do storytelling. So I'm proud and I'm happy to be part of this show where we get to push the boundaries, not only with, what's appropriate to show on TV, but also doing things like animation that we don't get to see often. It's come on, let's have some fun.
Oh yeah, that was very unique for me when I started to watch the show. I'm like, this adds an extra element that you don't necessarily recognize you desire or need until you see it. And now in every other scene, I'm looking forward to how they're going to play up a certain gesture or movement or reveal, so to say. It's very brilliant. The creative director and the visionaries on the staff are killing it. That's all I'll say.
Shout out to Felicia and Devon and everybody, all the writers and BT for being okay, go ahead and do animation on this Black show.
Oh, exactly. Please let me know, or let the audience know, why this show is so important for the culture itself and for all races, because the show tackles issues such as gentrification, us recognizing in ourselves if we are playing a hand in certain things that we were once oppressed by. Please speak to why it's important for us as a people and other races to tune in and learn and laugh.
I think the reason why the show is important for both Black people and for everyone at large is because, we are displaying Black people as another version of ourselves, because we're not a monolith. We say it over and over and over and over and over again. Black folks are not a monolith. So we're showing that to ourselves, because when I was growing up, I watched Family Matters and I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I watched a little bit of Martin because, it was past my bedtime, but I got to see a little bit of Martin when I was younger, caught up when I was older. I saw different versions of Black people. I saw Steve Urkel, who I related to the most, because I was like, I love science and I'm a nerd. So I wore suspenders and, I didn't wear glasses then, but I wear them now. And I'm like, I finally got my Urkel glasses. I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and I was like, there's the music, there's the fashion. So, and it's just getting an opportunity to show a different version of Black people. We get to see some Black folks in Atlanta. We get to see them thriving, trying, and then bombing. And so it's not everything needs to be a sad show about the struggle of slavery.
Absolutely not.
It's important to have those shows. It is important to have the shows because without those stories being told, they may be forgotten. So it is important to have the shows, but not every show needs to be about that.
We need to also know where we're headed.
Absolutely. So we need some current struggles too. And there's some struggles with dating, boy, I tell you. So, so we get to show
Definitely.
that there's some struggles with the social media, there's some struggles with our careers and just living in general. So it's important for all of us to see that for ourselves, for our culture, and other people who are just getting a glimpse of what our version of being Black is.
Wow. I couldn't have said it any better, and I don't think I'll ever be able to say it any better than that. To wrap it up, for people like me within my 20s, I'm 23 years old. For those between 20 and 30 years old, what advice would you give them in their pursuit of happiness, so to say, or discovery of identity and purpose? What advice would you give them from your knowledge and now being on a show that highlights particular struggles?
Yeah. To thy oneself be true. Be true to yourself. You don't, when we're searching for perfection, I'm a self-proclaimed perfectionist. What can we do that is perfect? We can look at what we're in control of. We're in control of ourselves. We're in control of our lives. We're in control of the choices that we make.
Yes.
So the best way that we can be perfect is be our perfect selves, not what we see on social media, not what we see on television, not what our parents are telling us or what our friends are telling us. It's knowing within ourselves what it is that we want to do with our lives, with the choices that we want to make, and staying true to that and sticking with it. And yes, there are going to be some valleys in there, but we fall down and we get up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Donnie McClurkin. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly with this interview. Thank you for being so flexible and just a beautiful light. Like, I feel your energy all the way from South Central all the way to Inglewood. I really appreciate it. And I'm wishing you nothing but the best for your continued career, because this is not the start of your career, for the continuation of it, because you've been successful so far. And I love the show, and I'm looking forward to a renewed third season.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Where is the buzz you said was mine?